Stay. Oh wow, these are looking kind of sad. Okay. My hair is stringy and probably needs to be washed, although it's not as stringy as it could be. And I am totally not wearing the same pair of pants that I've been wearing for like 3 days. Changed out of the shirt I was wearing. Happy New Year. Cold coffee. Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie and I guess I'll just say it then. I love Tomb Raider. My laptop is currently downloading Rise of the Tomb Raider, the sequel to the 2013 reboot Tomb Raider that I have already played. I downloaded it in mid-December, the first one, and I think on a whole it took me about a week. Maybe, I can't remember how many hours it said I logged, but it did take me a little while because it was only logging, you know, while I was playing the game, obviously. And there were times where I took a break because there were some difficult parts that I was just like, okay, I need to step away from this for a minute and come back clear-headed. And I beat the game, which I'm very proud of, because so far the only video game I think I've ever actually seen my way through and beat was Tigger's Honey Hunt in 2000. I beat that over a weekend. The other one I play is D&D Online, and that's kind of an ongoing thing. Like, there's no end to that game, really. Like, they add on new quests and things like that. Or, like, World of Warcraft, there's no, like, end to that. It's just, they expand upon the world as you go along, or The Sims, etc. With Tomb Raider, I'm pretty proud of myself. I started out on normal, and then I got to the boss on the endurance ship near the end of the game, pretty close to the end, and I couldn't beat him. I thought maybe I hadn't upgraded the weapon I was supposed to use in order to defeat him properly, so I tried easy mode, went through the whole game again, and got to him again on easy mode, and this time I upgraded the pickaxe that I was supposed to use properly, and it still took forever. It was exhausting, and it made me really, really mad at the walkthroughs that people uploaded on YouTube that did it in like 5 minutes, if that. I was like, I don't like you. I think they were also playing on like an Xbox or a PS4 or something, because the controls were different, because there's indicators that pop up on the screen, and they were different because it was like squared. So that was PlayStation, PS4. I did a triangle motion when I said square. I'd be educated. But I managed to do it on easy mode. I have no idea what I did. What I did differently as opposed to normal mode, but it worked. And then I got to the final boss battle and had another situation where it took me forever. So I did beat the game on easy mode, but I'm not a hardcore gamer. I'm not even, I wouldn't even consider myself a good gamer. Shall we do our wintry Snow Queen kind of look? Let's try and have some fun this year with our makeup look. You know, a little bit more fun. It's been a little while, so I almost put the foundation on first. So I'm not even going to pretend that I'm somehow very talented at video games. I am very much a casual gamer. I've loved Tomb Raider since the first PlayStation. I even cleaned my face this morning before doing this, so that way I hopefully won't have weird skin texture. But I was also very bad at that too. And so I would just end up spending my entire time in, I can't remember which Tomb Raider it was, but whichever one had like the training obstacle course or whatever in her mansion, that's what I spent most of my time doing, just running around and jumping and flipping and yeah. Because I got frustrated whenever I would go into the actual gameplay and I didn't know what to do, and I was like, how do people do this? I don't. But this one is like, it's a bit more of you need to find the thing, and because Lara is a survivor and what have you, she has this skill where you can, for me on my MacBook, it's press the Q button and it'll show you the direction of which the object it is that you're looking for, basically. And so I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I know where I need to go now, instead of trying to figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I have a Sega, a Genesis, and I'm like, oh my god, how did anybody beat these games? Because even on normal or easy mode in those games, they still don't fuck around. Lion King is so hard, okay? And Aladdin, and one of my brothers, it took him several days to beat the Lion King and a lot of frustration, and he managed to do it. So it was like a your own little mini tournament in a way. Like my cousin Aubrey and I were sitting watching him some of the time, not the whole time, but some of the time, and we're just like, I can't believe we've gotten this far. I can't believe we're doing this. Oh my god. And you're just sitting there, you're like, no, don't fall, oh my god. You know, like video gameplay now. Now we have it on YouTube where you're watching other people play the games. If you're invested in the story and the person that's playing it as well, you have those moments of, oh my god. So I'm currently downloading Rise of the Tomb Raider and I'm really excited to play it, and you might not see me for a while again. I wish I could say that was the only reason why I've been gone the whole of December basically, but it was a combination of that, the holidays, and I suppose it is a byproduct of depression, but I was really fucking tired. Like, mentally and physically exhausted. We didn't even do much. Like, we didn't have our usual parties this year. We just had the Halloween party. We didn't have Friendsgiving or our Yule party. We tried New Year's. That was a bust. That moment you realize you've been jabbering on for God only knows how long, and your camera only shoots about roughly 12 minutes of footage at a time. I don't know if I was still talking about Tomb Raider or if I was talking about the makeup we're gonna do today. I don't know. I've slowly started to get into gaming again. I don't know why I said again. I wasn't like much of a gamer as a kid, but I've slowly started to get into it because I'm starting to find games that really interest me. Like I play D&D online, and I like the quest stuff, you know, things like that. And also the killing bad guys thing is nice when you're having a frustrating time with your depression, or you're just having a bad day or something. You're like, I get to take it out on you, imaginary thing, instead of an actual human being. And even though I've never been a hardcore gamer, I've always hated the whole argument that video games cause violence and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no. If anything, they relieve your tension. You know, I like these colors. It's not quite doing. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to go in with the lightest blue in this NYX Bright palette. It hasn't really worked before. It's kind of a sea green now when I look at it. There we go. We get a different glow out of it. I'm trying to create some dimension. I seem to be using all the wrong colors. If this doesn't do what I want, I'm going to go in with the Air palette and use this blue, which I probably should have done to begin with. But we're here now. Yeah, this is starting to look like Princess Jasmine. Using this gel in your brush from actually the Urban Decay Heat palette, I'm going to take this end. I'm going to go in with this blue here in the NYX Air palette. Sure, they can make kids aggressive, but that's also if you're not sitting down and talking with them and being like, this is a pretend thing. This is not okay in real life. You know, having an actual conversation with your kid instead of letting them experience it on their own. Sure, there is a possibility that they can take some of that out into the real world, but I don't know, I was never that kid. I think because my parents raised me better than that. It's an outlet for you. And I also don't like the idea that, like, oh, video games are just stupid, mindless, blah blah blah, and I'm like, no, actually, this might work better if I get some concealer going. Doesn't look too bad on my finger. A lot of them are pretty clever. Like the older games especially, I have no idea how anybody figured out anything, because with the current Tomb Raider that I finished last month, you had not a play-by-play or anything, and I didn't have... I really want this white to show. Like, even on normal mode, it still was like, okay, you gotta find this thing, you know? It let you know what you needed to do, and because Laura is an adventurer and everything, she had the skill, a survival feat, where, you know, she would be able to navigate and figure out where the destination was that she needed to get to find the object or the person or what have you. But still, there were secret tombs throughout the game that weren't on the maps and weren't indicated by Lara's survival feat. So you had to find those on your own. Half the time, I just stumbled into some of them by accident, looking for something else and going, oh, cool. But then there's this whole puzzle trying to figure out the tomb to get to the chest and raid the tomb. And they're really clever. They're really, really clever, because a lot of times I would get halfway through the puzzle and be like, I'm doing something wrong. This isn't working. What am I doing wrong? And so I would go onto YouTube and watch somebody else play through it and then be like, duh. Oh my god. It's not just silliness. Even with, like, when I would play with my Sega Genesis with, like, Aladdin or The Lion King, it's tough. And you don't have, you have checkpoints, but you don't have save points, where if you turn off the game or whatever, you can just come back to that spot that you finished. No, if you stopped, you had to do the whole thing all over again. So basically, I've just been treating these two white eyeliners as mascara. Unless you need cheat codes to where you could skip to certain levels, which I didn't really have. We didn't have that. I'm downloading the sequel and I'm excited to play it, and that may or may not be the reason why you don't see me. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping I can still be a, you know, decent human being. Whatever. So for the under eyes, I just basically went back over it with what was left on my previous brushes. I'm nearly out of this guy. I'm gonna go back over the bottom lashes now. I like it because it's creating a frosty effect. We are being the Snow Queen after all. Inner corner highlight. What do we want to do for that? A really shitty jawline. Thank you, OI. Now it's time for the lips, then the eyebrows. The air went on, and there seems to be a tiny little fly in my room. That's it, my lovelies. I hope you enjoyed it. I think I'm kind of fuzzy. Whatever, this is the end anyways. So, as I was saying, that's it, my lovelies. I hope you've enjoyed this. Sorry that it took so long and that I was just completely useless in December. More or less. Cannot wait to bring you new videos, hopefully at a regular pace. These are only on by the adhesive they came with, not even with glue. I think they're by Kiss nails. Anyways, so I thought they would, I figured they would come in handy at some point, and they did. that wig was terrible. I really, really, really want to replace it. I probably will this year. What did you lovelies do for the holidays? What do you celebrate? If you celebrate anything, I hope you had fun. I hope you got lots of goodies. Most importantly, a lot of love and just happiness. And it's 2019, which is completely insane to me. As an old person, like, this year felt like such a far and away thing growing up. Like, it will never happen. It's gonna be 2020 next year. I don't even know how I feel about that. I will see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be soon. Maybe I might do that silver barrels, whatever I was starting to say. Maybe I might do that maybe I might do the silver bells look that I was thinking about doing in December, along with this look that I never got around to doing. Who knows? We'll see. This look came out pretty effing cool, if I do say so myself. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Once I put on my glasses and looked at the viewfinder, I realized there's actually a line that you can see from my contour. We're all learning here. Hopefully you're learning better than me. Learning from my mistakes.